Boy, it's a good thing Jared Goff wore gloves because he might have been inaccurate if his hands got cold. Let's talk about the game.
Elbow, forearm, he's going to be down.
The result of the play is a touchdown.
The flag that was thrown on this was picked up.
I don't know, did it get the face mask?
So by rule, the game is over.
The Lions Hangover.
Welcome, everybody, to another exciting edition of the Lions Hangover podcast. I am Brad. Thanks for watching on YouTube, and thanks for listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or both, because, hey, I appreciate the support, multiple views, multiple listens. It's all good. It's all good. Okay, so the Lions dropped a clunker to the last place Chicago Bears. And right away, things did not start off great. Justin Fields had 28 yards on the opening drive, and then DJ Moore ran a sneaky fake reverse where Fields lined up in the slot. Moore scores on a 16-yard touchdown. It's his first career rushing touchdown. I think that's what they said. And then on the Lions drive, Jared Goff comes out throwing with gloves on. Doesn't matter. The throw to Laporta on the opening drive was pretty amazing. Then after a personal foul on Glasgow for tripping, and then Goff takes a sack, which forces the Lions to punt. So already not so great. Lions losing 7-0. Bears with the ball again. Check Justin Fields for some baby oil because he is slippery. He's a slippery guy. Lions find it very difficult to bring Fields down. He had a whole bunch of rushing yards in the first half. Add some questionable penalties on Anzalone. And then finally, Jalen Reeves-Maybin shows up. Man, what a great 2 weeks he is starting off with for a timely sack to hold Chicago to a 46-yard field goal, making it 10-0 in the first quarter. Next drive for the Lions, Gibbs breaks a huge 36-yard run. He's so fast. I love Jahmyr Gibbs, man. He had a great day today. We will talk about that in a little bit when we go over the stats. And then at the end of the quarter, the Lions are called for delay of game and the quarter ends. How can the quarter end if there's a delay of game, and how can there be a delay of game if the quarter ends? If one hits 0, the other one cannot. Am I right? So what happened there? Regardless, Lions get stuck with a delay of game penalty and the end of the first quarter. So it makes no sense to me. Next drive for the Lions, and lost my notes there. So it's the end of the quarter. Gibbs drops a critical screen pass, but Lions decide to go for it on fourth down. Goff throws a bullet of an interception. It was his first interception on the day. More will come. More turnovers to come. Johnson for the Bears intercepted that ball. I ended up being in the bathroom for the entire Bears possession. Doesn't matter. They ended up punting, so I didn't really miss anything. I had seafood chowder, if it matters to you guys. Seafood chowder. So it was quite delicious. But nonetheless, I did have to visit the bathroom like 3 times. It was the cream. The creamy broth. Montgomery is looking strong, but the Lions can't stop shooting themselves in the foot. A stupid throw by Goff after some slight pressure, and then a false start penalty. Lions going for it again on fourth down. Goff connects to Donovan Peoples-Jones for his first reception as a Detroit Lion for a 17-yard gain. And where is the penalty on that tackle? Donovan Peoples-Jones, DPJ. Man, it was a pretty rough tackle. I feel like the way the refs were calling penalties today, that there possibly should have been a penalty on the tackle there for Donovan Peoples-Jones. Regardless, this sets up a 12-yard run for Gibbs, but a missed extra point keeps the score 10-6 in favor of the Bears with 6:59 remaining. More of that seafood chowder. With 6:59 remaining in the half. Finally, Hutch gets past some double teaming he gets the sack with Kaminsky there, and on the very next play, Hutch brings the heat again. Man, Hutch had a good first half. I feel like a lot of people didn't show up in the second half, but regardless, the first half is trending in favor of the Lions. And with that, Hutch has passed Tracy Scroggins and Ezekiel Ansah for the most sacks a Lions player has produced through two career seasons in franchise history with 16. So 16 in his career so far for Hutch, and there's still, 4 games remaining. So this sets up a dominated drive that's capped off by an 8-yard touchdown to Josh Reynolds, giving the Lions a 13-10 lead with 26 seconds left in the half. And then there's a good play by Jacobs before the end of the half, and a sack by Kaminsky closes it out as they head to the locker room. So that is the end of halftime with the Lions leading 13-10. So third quarter all year been an issue for the Lions. This game is no exception. Lions come out and they waste another opening third quarter drive, a 3-and-out. No worries though, because Anzalone delivers on a huge hit on the Bears in the next drive. The Bears persist though and tie the game at 13 with a field goal. Goff with another horrible drive, and the Lions still suck in the third quarter. And why are they getting away from the run game? Where is Montgomery? The Lions finished with just 2 rushing attempts in the third quarter after 17 rushing attempts in the first half. So eventually the Lions get game planned out of rushing the ball, but regardless, they need to come out. Gibbs is looking good, Montgomery is looking good, and it's like they don't give these guys any opportunities at the start of the third quarter, and I feel like this is a big faux pas on Ben Johnson. So Jalen Reeves-Maybin comes up with a big hit, comes up big with a pass block, forcing the Bears to punt. He had that deflected pass is what I'm trying to say. I don't know why I didn't type that in my notes. He's had an impressive 2 weeks. Jalen Reeves-Maybin, he's showing up for the Lions, and we definitely need him with Aleem McNeil being out for the next 4 weeks. So this sets up another depressing Lions drive, another piss-poor throw from Goff, and another failed drive in the third quarter. Bears take over midfield. Can't wait for third quarters to end so we can get back to good Lions football. I say that with a cheesy smile because there will be no more good Lions football for the rest of the game. After an impressive Cole Kmet catch, the Lions defense brings it, creating a 4th down, but the pressure doesn't matter because then Fields connects with DJ Moore for a 38-yard touchdown, giving the Bears a 19-13 lead. Blocked extra point keeps the Bears lead to just 6. So we're like, okay, we're still in it now. Next drive, Goff fumbles. Goff. They give it credit to Glasgow, but I don't want to blame Glasgow. I want to blame Goff. Goff is the problem. Goff. Anyway, Bears recover, and that is the end of the third quarter. Justin Fields runs 11 yards into the end zone, making a 25-13 lead. Bears failed the 2-point attempt. Still plenty of time left, and you are hoping for another miracle comeback against the Bears. It's not going to happen. Spoiler alert, it's just not going to happen. Lions next drive go for it again on 4th down and fail, giving the Bears the ball at the Lions 30-yard line. Is the Lions defense really bad? I know Aaron Glenn has been catching some flack over the last few weeks, but is the defense really bad, or are they just put into horrible situations like trying to stop an offense when they're just magically given the ball at the opposing 30-yard or their own 30-yard line? I mean, if you want to have a successful defense, you have to help them out. You got to put them in situations where they could prevail. Regardless, I feel like the Lions defense comes up kind of huge because they hold the Bears to just a field goal, making it 28-13. This is, of course, going to be our final score of the game. Montgomery finally shows up. He's given an opportunity, and he has some impressive runs, but Goff is still somewhere off in Goff land. The Lions go for it again on 4th down, and a 17-yard pass attempt is low and incomplete for St. Brown. The dude can catch everything if the ball is in the air. Unfortunately, Goff can only throw into the ground. Maybe it's the magic gloves. Maybe they're not so magical. I know he probably wore them last year against the Packers, but look, I don't think he had a touchdown throw last year. So he's got issues with the gloves. He's got issues with cold weather. I didn't want that to be a headline, but it kind of is now because Goff sucked for the 35-degree weather day today. There's 5:16 left in the game. Lions get the ball back, and after a great catch by Reynolds, Goff gets sacked by Montez Sweat. Not good news. Then he's sacked again, making it 4th and 29. But let's go for it on 4th and 29 because the ball game is on the line and it is an incomplete pass. But there is an offsides call on the Bears, giving us 5 yards and a redo on 4th down, making it 4th and 24. And Goff is hit as he's thrown, and it is right into the hands of another Chicago Bear. The game is essentially over. The one bright spot from today, the one record that the Lions did get other than dropping to 9-4, which is still an impressive start, but just a horrible game today. For the first time in NFL history, a team has a rookie running back, which is Jahmyr Gibbs for us, and a rookie tight end, which is Mr. Sam Laporta, of course. They both produced 700 yards or more of scrimmage in a single season. So kudos to those guys. I thought they both had good games. Definitely Gibbs had a good game, and I thought Montgomery had a good game too. So let's talk about the stats. You guys want to do Bear stats? I don't want to do Bear stats. Jared Goff finished 20 of 35 for a mere 161 yards with 1 touchdown and 2 interceptions. I want to give him credit for the fumble, but technically it goes to Graham Glasgow. Gibbs had 11 carries for 66 yards and a touchdown. Montgomery had 10 carries and 66 yards, but man, he only had like 6 carries in the first half or something like that, and he finally got some chances in the fourth quarter. So I thought he had a good day as well. 10 carries, 66 yards. As I said, of course, throw Jameson Williams. Even Sam Laporta had a rush today. That was crazy, but he only got 4 yards. Receiving-wise, the ball was spread around, but at the same time, not too many people caught the ball because Goff sucks, and he only completed 20 passes. Josh Reynolds led the team with receptions, though, 3 times, 44 yards, and a touchdown. Sam Laporta had 2 catches for 23 yards. Amon-Ra St. Brown, only 3 catches today and only 21 yards. When will Amon-Ra St. Brown return to form? I'm going to guess when it is when Jared Goff isn't wearing gloves. So that'll be next week, right, against the Broncos. Gibbs had another 3 catches for 16 yards, his longest being 12. The longest reception today was 27 yards, and that wasn't even in the air, I don't think. That was to Josh Reynolds. Defense-wise, Campbell had a whopper of a day. He had 10 tackles, 6 solo. Anzalone had 9 tackles, 5 solo. Kaminsky, 7 tackles, 3 solo. I thought Kaminsky played great today. I thought Hutch had an impressive first half. Campbell was there throughout. I thought Anzalone had a great game today, even though he has 2 crap penalties thrown against him. None of these, I think, were his fault. Overall, the Lions, though, they get credit for 3 sacks, 1 from Kaminsky, 1 from Hutchinson, and 1 from Jalen Reeves-Maybin. Maybin, again. Dude, Reeves-Maybin. Sorry, forgot that hyphenated. I thought it was Jalen Reeves-Maybin, not Jalen Reeves-Maybin. Anyway, he's coming up huge these last 2 weeks. Hopefully he can keep it going. Yeah. So Craig Reynolds, he had 1 return for 22 yards. Cleve Raymond had 2 punt returns for 18 yards. Riley Patterson misses an extra point. They have to address the kicking situation in the offseason. I'm not anti-Riley Patterson, but he's not that great. And you can't keep going for it on 4th down, and you need a kicker you can trust. You need a kicker that can consistently make extra points. I know this is only his 3rd career miss extra point, but still, the Lions are going for it way too much on 4th down. And I love aggressiveness, but still, you're not going to win ball games. Imagine if the Lions had 6 more points, today. I mean, it would not have won them the game, but at least it would have changed the script, near the end of the game. So again, the Lions need a kicker that can kick at least a 55-yard field goal without you being nervous about it. horrible game today. Goff did. I thought Gibbs and Montgomery played well, but yeah, Goff didn't do that great. I thought defensively we didn't suck. We definitely got pressure on Fields, and let's see, how many yards did Fields have? He went 19 of 33 for 223 yards and 1 touchdown. He was sacked 3 times for a loss of 29 yards. He only had 58 yards rushing, and honestly, that's pretty good. That's pretty good compared to what he's been doing to the Lions. He's been getting close to 100, if not over 100, and the Lions have been winning those games. But still, Justin Fields, he always makes it interesting against the Lions, and we held him to just 58 yards rushing. Deontay Foreman had 50 yards rushing on 11 carries, and DJ Moore had 3 carries for 20 yards. Overall, the Lions gave up 142 yards rushing. Not that great, but what's the difference here against other teams is that they've got a scrambling quarterback, and that is the Lions' weakness. That's the Lions' Achilles heel. So they need to figure out a way to keep those scrambling quarterbacks home. Until that happens, they're going to be close games and or losses. DJ Moore finished the game with 6 receptions for the Bears. Don't really care. But holy cow, I see this Jaquan Brisker, 17 tackles, 13 solo. That's a monster game. Good for him. So up next is the Denver Broncos. They play them Saturday night at 8:15 p.m. The Lions return home after 2 road games. It's good to be home. It's good to be in the safety of the dome, and it's good to be in the safety of the home crowd. I know it's going to be ruckus in there, but Denver is playing great. Sean Payton is coaching a good team right now. Denver, they are getting better. They're like another Chicago Bears in the sense where they're not supposed to be this good, but now they're starting to play strong late in the game. Can the Lions win? Yes. Should the Lions win? Yes. They better come ready to play. But that doesn't mean that they are going to be able to win. The Broncos currently have a 7-0 lead over the Chargers. That is on the road, of course. I don't know what else to say. I mean, I don't want the Lions to start to tailspin here, and fall into the depths of the NFC North again. But they have things they need to work out, and one of those things is Jared Goff. You can throw the defense into that conversation, but it doesn't really matter because when your offense gives the ball over 3 times, and not just that, when you go for it on 4th down and you fail, the Lions were 1 of 4, 1 of 5 today on 3rd down. When you do it that much, you're giving the other team's offense good field position, and that is not setting... Oh, man. All right. I just noticed my audio stopped recording. So I will speak up. That is not setting up the defense to win. To have a good day. Anyway, I will cut it short now. I have no idea how much audio was recorded, but I'm not going to do it over. All right, so thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing, and I will see you guys later. Peace out.